Welcome to Life in Balance.
Life in Balance.
And I think a lot of people don't really have a life in balance, but today we're going to talk about weight loss.
Weight loss.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about NutriMost, and I can personally give you some of my own experience in it because I've went through the program.
Absolutely.
In 40 days, I lost 30 pounds, and actually by day 44, I lost another 2 or 3.
That's right.
It was pretty cool. My wife, same thing. She lost about 19 pounds at 40 days, and by 44 days, she was like 22 pounds.
Right, exactly.
Because the program is actually, it keeps going on. It doesn't just stop. You're in control of what's going on.
Yeah, because it restores your metabolism.
Right.
That's what the whole program does, and that's what a lot of people don't relate fat loss or basically weight management in the body to the metabolism. And as you go through this program, you restore it.
Right.
And when you do that, at the end of the program, it's not celebration, and then you're starting your travels back up
Right.
to your old weight. Your metabolism keeps going. You keep burning. Your body is going to thrive to get to a healthy weight.
Here's the thing that I think, if you take one thing away from this, the NutriMost is very different, is at the end of the program, this is not a weight loss program. This is a fat loss program where you get your health back.
Yes.
You primarily lose fat. You don't lose water weight. You don't lose muscle mass. You don't lose all this. It's like you roll back the clock.
Yes.
I mean, that's really the best way. You roll back the metabolic clock. My metabolism right now is more like it was about 25 years ago. I can eat. Remember I was telling when I first started coming out of the transition, I didn't eat bread or anything like that. I can eat bread now, and I don't gain the weight back.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing, that you can't go eat bunches of pizzas and stuff like that.
Well,
That
it's
ain't
going to
gonna
get
fly.
you. It's
Right.
going to get you. And
Right.
that's because you're going to do something that disrupts your metabolism. And that's what you really
And I
look
know
for.
for me, pizza is one of those things. I mean, but guess what? I can eat 3 slices, and it won't affect me. I
Right.
hit that 4th one, and it's a problem.
Then it's all over,
But
right?
again, even if I gained a pound or 2, I just go back to what I know is right now.
Right.
I go back to the foods that I learned that I really like, and the weight just falls off. I don't have to do anything.
Right.
It just comes off. I mean, it's really cool. So the education piece that you get out of going through the NutriMost program, above and beyond the health benefits, really sort of makes you feel in control. That's
Right.
really sort of a cool thing. Whereas before, you sort of feel out of control. You got to get those Oreo cookies or whatever it is that's on the shelf.
But that's it. We're really converting the patients
Right.
from people who really just don't have any idea what is the right thing to do. They'll read a box and they'll do this or they'll do that and they'll try it and they just won't get to success. Where at the end of this program, you have a solid foundation of how to make sure that your body is at its best, what you can do when you get derailed,
Right.
so to speak, and how to get back in the
Or like
the
you go
game.
out to a party or something, or you have a couple of extra drinks that you shouldn't have been drinking, or they had all kinds of really cool hors d'oeuvres that you didn't know they had 1 billion calories in them.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah, again, you got to live your life, but what do you do after that? Well, they give you the weapons in this program to be able to
Exactly.
deal with that. That's what's really cool.
My name is Pat Merritt. I went to Dr. John for weight loss because one morning I got on the scale and I weighed 202 pounds. I came up and I had a consultation with him. The program itself made more sense to me than anything I had tried before because it involved eating right and somebody helping you with the eating right. The best thing I loved about it is that I texted him every morning what my weight was, and that kept me right there. It's been wonderful. I've lost 54 pounds. I feel great.
I want you to give people an idea, when they're going to sign up for this program. There's no arm twisting or anything, but I want you to tell them about what's the process they go through.
The process they're going to go through is the first part of this program when you come in the office is going to be a body composition analysis. And that's where we're going to sit down with you and we're going to evaluate your body on very key points to tell us how is your metabolism really functioning? How is the fat metabolism system actually operating? Is it out of balance? Is it overstoring and underburning?
Right.
Or is it the other way around? What is the scenario with that? And where is that fat in your body? Is it in the adipose or abnormal areas? That area in...
And for me, that was a big deal. I mean, I carried my fat right here in the belly.
Right.
I mean, everybody has fat everywhere, but I mean, this is one of the worst places you can carry it because they say that that's what leads to heart attack.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
on.
and it leads into the visceral fat. And that's
Yeah.
where the heart attacks and stroke and diabetes type 2, all those things
And
come
I'm a
from.
firm believer. I read this thing about cancer not too long ago, but if you have fat, your fat generates hormones essentially that are inflammatory.
Yes.
So that you're walking around in essentially a state of inflammation all the time.
Mhm. Well, it's really funny because, not funny, but it's actually serious. And
Right.
that's because I've read a report or a research study that said that it produces both progesterone and insulin on its own.
Right.
And that's two things you don't want to have in
Right.
excess in your body because it can create other problems.
Like cancer and a whole bunch of
Exactly.
other. I mean, I really believe that that's one of the reasons that when I lost the weight, a lot of the little aches and pains I had pretty much went away. The one on my ankle, I think it's because I just weigh less, and when I'm walking, it's just
Less
putting less
stress
stress
on
on the joints.
Exactly.
But here's the thing: the other day I walked 3 miles and then I ran a mile, which I usually don't run because I figure if I run a lot, break down stuff easier. And the following day, my ankle hurt like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't walk that day, and then I didn't walk the next day, and the pain went completely away. Like if I was young, like when you were young and you
Right.
did stuff and you got hurt, you healed up real quick.
Right.
Well, that's exactly what happened this time.
And I know that because I take care of you chiropractically, I know that that's something before you lost the weight,
Right.
that you would walk 3 miles and you would come in sore that day, and that soreness would last for a while.
Actually, I had that soreness ongoing up and down for about a year and a half, and it was always chronically low-level pain.
Right.
And if I walked a lot, it was chronic high-level
But we
pain.
never could really, chiropractically, we
Right.
never could really get it all the way gone
Right.
until we got that weight off. And then it was like beautiful. Now
Well,
the
it
joints
just,
back in
it just
shape.
fell off. I mean, so you go through the program, you do all those kinds of things. You also look at their hydration, right?
We look at their cellular hydration, which is a key component to how your metabolism is running, because a lot of people, we're in Florida, this is a hot state, it is a dehydrating state. We have a lot of people that are dehydrated, and a lot of times the people who have the bigger weight problem issues, the issues with
Right.
being extremely overweight or obese, is a dehydration issue at the cellular level, which slows down the metabolism, knocks out that fat metabolism, and then you just can't burn fat. You just don't have the structure there to do it with.
Yeah, I noticed that because again, I've been paying attention to this for about 30 years, and it seems like what they say is obese and what's just overweight and stuff. They keep changing those numbers.
They do. They actually, the CDC has currently, the percentages. They go by percentages of body weight, and they'll go through those classifications. So you really have to look at all the aspects of that body composition
Right.
analysis. What is the adipose? What's the visceral weight? What's the cellular hydration? What is your metabolic age? What is the age at which your cells are functioning at? Taking all that into account, and we look at BMI too. We
Right.
evaluate the BMI, height versus weight ratio, and we can see start to put together a story of what is really happening in the body, what are the challenges, and then start to develop a specific program for
It
you.
used to make me a little crazy. I'd go to the doctor, and one of the first things they always do is say, "Okay, step on the scale," and you got your keys and your cell phone in your pocket,
Oh,
and all
yeah.
this kind of stuff. So you can get like 10 or 15 pounds of stuff on you.
Oh yeah.
And they're really not trying to measure how much water's in you or anything. They just want a number.
Yes, a number.
And that number is really never accurate because the next time you go there, you might be wearing shorts.
Right?
And
You may have
flip-flops
eaten
are-
before you
right.
went the day before, and now you're fasting
Right.
or something like that. Absolutely.
Whereas the scales that you use take into account at least some of that stuff.
Yes, these are very specific because they're biofeedback-based scales, so they're going to send a signal through your body, and
Right.
we're going to know specifically all the components of your body composition. And that's where we start, right there.
Personally, I about 10 or 12 years ago, I bought one of those Tanika scales, and I've been
Mhm.
using one ever since. Because, again, I get up in the morning, that's when I weigh myself.
Yes.
And I weigh myself at the exact same time every day because, again, any other time, if I drank that glass of water, that's a pound.
Yep, exactly.
So I don't weigh myself any other time, and that way I can actually get an idea.
Get accurate measurements.
As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about buying one that has a Bluetooth thing in it, so I can actually.
Put it right into your tablet.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it actually puts it in my tablet, and I always have it. And I can go look and say, they're doing something wrong.
Then
here.
it can start putting alarms in there. I can tell you.
They actually have them. They actually have.
You're late.
If you have bad eyes, they have one that I was looking at that actually, when you stand on it, it reads it to you.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
So let's talk about you've looked at all these things, and then after that, what do you do? How do you know what foods they ought to eat? and all that?
Then we go into a technology that we use. It's the biofeedback technology, and that scans, the scan that we utilize for fat loss looks at over 2,800 factors in your body. So to understand the metabolism, it involves hormones and organs and neurotransmitters and all types of components in the body. And that's really why all the systems that have been around for so many years are really not getting the long-term success at all, is because they're card tricks in the system. Tweak down all your calories down low, but all this system is still out of balance.
Right.
And so you're just tricking the system to do something, and when I always say, when the card trick is over, so is the weight loss, and you go right back up. So you've got to make sure that you have a system in there, and that's what we use, is that technology to tell us exactly what is going on in the body so that we can address those specific issues and turn on your body's own ability to burn fat.
I remember one of the first things, I mean, after you sign up for the program, you get the list of foods and all that kind of stuff. And the top list item for mine was lobster,
Lobster.
which is really good because, again, I really happen to like lobster, except it's $18 a tail or something like that.
Good thing you only have to eat so many ounces.
Right. But I found that, there was shrimp on there was all kinds of fish, there was a lot of the proteins that I really liked, I just normally wasn't buying them.
Right.
I was buying hamburgers and
Exactly.
and mainly chicken. And chicken was on there too. But I found that when I eat fish, it has a really strong effect on fat burning for me.
Mhm.
And I know for other people that's different.
Yeah, it's different
Yeah.
for everybody. Exactly. For
But-
instance, salmon is a very big disruptor.
Right. So for people understanding those things, what I want them to understand is when they walk away, they have a plan,
They do.
a roadmap that will actually get them jump started real quickly. Because that was really the sort of nice thing. We went on a Thursday. That Friday and Saturday we went and we made our shopping list and we went and bought the foods that were on the plan. So we had regular, real foods.
Yep.
We had lots of food, and we started the program that Monday.
Exactly. And that's perfect, because that's the road plan. So as we go through that technology, we start to build your plan for your body, for, your specific chemistry. So we'll know what supplements you're going to need. We're going to know exactly
Yeah,
what
that was the
food
other thing.
plan
You
you're
you
going to
told
have.
us what supplements. We walked out with them in hand.
Yep,
We didn't have
exactly.
to go get them. Or
Knew
anything.
how to take them, how long you were going to take them through, and you're going to have all that plan laid out. We're going to show you how to actually go through and what are the calorie strategies for your
Yeah.
plan. And we're going to answer, how do you cook your food? How do you use your list? How do you rotate proteins? All those things are going to be evaluated and put into a plan so that when you walk out, you have every tool you need to be successful. But then the other thing you're going to have, and through all that, is you're going to have my personal cell phone number. And you can text me your questions, and I can make sure
You
that
could
you're going
take
to be all
pictures
the
of
way.
products and send them to you. That
Exactly.
Kind of stuff. So that was sort of a great idea. I remember when I was asking you about something. You said, "Well, send me a picture."
Yeah.
So I took a picture of it and texted it to you. And you said, "Oh yeah, that's okay."
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's really what it is because not only do you have this great plan that is actually using technology to find out specifically what in your body is keeping you from being at your best,
Right.
but then we also have the support, and that's one of the big things that really makes people successful on our programs.
I thought that one of the things that really helped us that very first week is we had menus, literally, that we could work off. And
Yes.
that's exactly what we did. We said, okay, we bought this food. Here's the menu. We had a little scale that allowed us to measure things right.
Mhm.
And those scales used to be real expensive, but now you can get them for like 10 or 15
Yeah,
bucks.
10, 12 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have them at Walmart even for that.
Yep.
matter. So we started doing that, and the first week you got to get used to just sort of doing the stuff.
Mhm, it's a routine.
By the second week we were pretty pro at it. I mean, it
Yep.
wasn't really hard to do that. But that first week my wife had an issue, and that was her energy level like plummeted. I mean, she was
Right.
complaining to me, and I gotta live at my house, so I need
That's
to
right.
have a happy wife. So she says, "What do I gotta do?" And I said, "Well, you gotta call Dr. John."
That's right.
Because that's why we had the support part.
That's right.
And that's what she did. She texted you, I think,
Yep.
and you told her make this adjustment. You actually added some drops to her thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the very next day, it was like night and day. It was really sort of cool. It was like she was actually happy the next day.
That's perfect. That's what it's about.
That's what I want.
So Hecker was happy.
Yeah, I was happy. Yeah, because again, I mean, if you're trying to do a program and it's making you unhappy, you're not going to be successful.
No, because you're not going to stick with it.
Right,
You're
you're
not
not
going
gonna
to believe in it. You're
Right.
not going to stick with it. It's not going to have validity to what you
Right.
know, especially when we come and say we're going to make this specifically for you.
Yeah.
And that's why we do the support. That's so important, is because there's no such thing as here you get this box of products and you're going to go and do a 30-day program. Well, it's not meant for everybody isn't the same. It's all bio-individuality.
Here was something that was sort of interesting about your program. You also look at whole body approach. It's not just food.
Right.
It's not just food. So, for example, most people don't think about this, but the shampoo you use
Yes.
might be putting toxins in you, and part of the program is a detoxification piece.
Right.
So detoxifying you so your body's more efficient at processing foods, and it doesn't have to spend time detoxifying, because detoxifying is a piece of metabolism. Most people
Right.
don't understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was really neat. I mean, we changed our shampoos, went to ivory soap and a whole bunch of other things like that, and those things made a difference.
They do, because when you start pouring in all these chemicals and all these toxifying agents in these products, people don't recognize that builds up in the body. We actually call that an allosteric load, and we've got to make sure that that's part of the process is to clean your body out. Make sure.
And
that
when you
things
say
are
an allosteric
detoxified.
load, you're saying that the body takes that toxin and encapsulates it
Yes.
in fat.
In fat, exactly. And so it's a defense mechanism in the body. And so when you're going through fat burn, a true fat burn will have a very effective detoxification because you're cleaning the body out. And that's a big key to this program, because you're going to actually remove a lot of the interference and free radicals and all the things that those components create in your body.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Beth Willoughby, and I've done the NutriMost program. I've done it 3 times. I'm down 110 pounds since July of last year, and Dr. John is phenomenal. I wouldn't change him for anything. When I started the program, I was over 300 pounds, about 324 pounds is what I weighed, and now I'm down to 200, and I got my health back and my life back. And without the NutriMost system, that wouldn't have happened.
I know we're about halfway into the show. Want to remind people that you can go to Creating a Vibrant Life blog at blogspot.com. You can also go to vibrantlifehealthcenter.com. That's the website that has a whole bunch of, it's got links to all the Nutrisystem stuff and all that there.
NutriMost.
It's NutriMost, NutriMost, not Nutrisystem. You know, I watched their commercial the other day, and I noticed that a lot of these commercials are changing to try and deal with NutriMost.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And so it's really funny.
It's really funny to watching them, but again, they can't promise what you guys do. I mean,
No.
and they can't deliver it in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Several years ago, my wife and I both tried one of those. You know, you get the shakes and all that kind of stuff, and they can work for a little while, but usually you give up on them, and then everything comes back. And that's what this program does not do. I mean, I'm 3 months out now.
Yep.
I haven't gained a single pound. I'm not struggling to keep on it or anything like
Nope.
that.
And you're even having fun. I mean, you
Yeah.
had pizza we were talking about.
Yeah.
So
I came home the other day. My wife said, "I didn't cook. There's some pizza on the counter."
there you
Ate the
go.
pizza. Went up. Woke up the next day. Didn't gain a pound.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like pretty cool. It's like I'm in my 40s, and just so in case you, I'm like 61. So.
Yep, exactly. It's getting your body to work much more effectively.
So what's the tip of the day we're going to talk about?
The tip of the day is we're talking about weight loss. And I'll tell you, if you go to any CVS or Walgreens or anything out there, you're going to see a plethora of options for weight loss. And it's a box that's got this great promise on the front of
It's
the
got
box.
the
It's-
ketones things. It's got the guarana.
Oh
it's got-
yeah, you got that. You got the HCG activators. You've got all these things out there, and they're gonna say, "Oh, you can lose 30 pounds in 3 weeks," or some crazy thing like that. The thing about it is that those things aren't going to provide the fruit that's going to be long term for sure, because those are the card tricks that we're talking about. They manipulate the metabolism. They don't shift it and correct it.
Right.
And there's a big difference between those two components.
I always look at it as like this. You're like a candle, and you're burning at a specific level. And what you're doing is, with some of those things, it's like you get a flamethrower, and yeah, your metabolism like takes off, but
Right.
the candle ain't gonna last real long.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I always tell people, the card trick is over, so is the weight loss. And
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen, because the system imbalance that you had in the beginning
Right, it's still there.
never got corrected. And so that's why a lot of people go up. And they've got to understand the metabolism controls. I always teach my patients, it controls blood pressure, body temperature, cholesterol, glucose. And weight
Yeah.
management is another component of that. And it wants to thrive and be healthy. But when we don't give it the right environment, we don't take care of what it's telling us, then we start to have problems.
Yeah, we're talking about NutriMost, and for those of you who haven't learned about the program or anything like that, they help people lose 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days, and then
Yes.
people actually even lose more. I mean, if you're a really big person, you could probably lose more than that with not too much trouble. And it's a lifelong program. They teach you how to be healthy. And at the end of this program, the way it works, you make a behavioral change naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You're not forced to do anything. You make this behavioral change naturally. It's like somebody turns the light on and you understand, oh, that's why that happened.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
you understand. You learn truly how you work,
Yeah.
and you didn't know that beforehand.
And again, I've been trying to be a really healthy person. I walk 5 miles a day, all that kind of stuff. And I was really stuck at about 204 to 208 pounds, and it was getting worse. And as far as I was concerned, I was not heading in the right direction. And after talking to patients of yours, which is one of the things I recommend, I mean, you want to talk to people and ask them, how long have they been better?
Yes.
How long have they lost the weight and kept it off? I
Right.
mean, that's a big deal because anybody can lose weight with lots of different kinds of programs.
Exactly.
But can you keep it off is the real trick.
And there's the key, because what I tell the patients is I did this thing 3.5 years ago. I lost 30 pounds on it 3.5 years ago, and I still haven't gained anything back. And so it really works, and I've walked it. So I know that this is something that you're going to get a fantastic result
Is
from.
that you, Tracy, your wife, also
Yep.
did it?
Yep, she did it.
Let's talk about, like 5 things that makes NutriMost very different.
Well, when we take a look at NutriMost, one of the first things is it's specific to you. That's the big key. It's going to go in and we're going to find out exactly what is wrong in your body. What are the key supplements you're going to need to balance out all the imbalances that are going on in the body? What does the program look like for you? How are we going to curtail that? And so it's specific to your physiology, your chemistry.
I mean, that to me, I always thought about that. When you look at different people, we got 4 different blood types plus sub-blood types.
Yep.
I mean, it's all kinds of genetic differences between people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most weight loss programs are just focused in on calorie count.
Yes.
That's
right. And that's in the diet. That's really what they're
Right.
looking at. And this is going to use a technology to read your cellular coherence, is what it says. It's just big words to know that it's going to identify how your body reacts to very specific things that you need to have for fat metabolism. And we'll know exactly how to curtail that and support that through the system so we can remove those interferences. So that's one really big component.
Right.
Then we take a look at the next component. Well, we've got to look at the foods. What are you really eating? Because if you're eating things that are going to be disruptive to you, you're really behind the 8 ball. So we'll identify specifically how what's your food plan.
And again, when people are thinking about this, you'll see them buying these protein bars and all that kind of stuff, and they think, "Gee, I'm eating these protein bars. Why?"
Right. Exactly. It's got sugar. It's got all kinds of things in it that really aren't beneficial.
Even if they're using some weight loss things. So one of the things that was a big eye opener for me is we've been using stevia for 10 years or something like that. But what I didn't realize was stevia is not always stevia.
No, it's not. Exactly. And going through that, we'll teach you. You'll teach
You read the package and it says stevia, but then when you said, then it says maltodextrin, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be stevia.
Right, exactly. And that's what's amazing is we're gonna go through, and that's the other thing is we're gonna make sure that we teach you along the way. There's a transfer of information. There's an education process that you will go through, and it's not something that's hard. It's not. It's just gonna naturally happen as you go through the program, and you're gonna know specifically how to read those labels, how to look for those things, and how to know that you're going to be eating the right foods and not stepping out of bounds. And that's one of the really big things is that educational change and that shift.
That shift happened for me in a big way. I know that one of the other things that I really liked was I walked away with a roadmap. I mean, I didn't have to figure out a lot of stuff. I didn't have to overthink it or anything like that. Here's the foods. The first week, I just picked, I'm going to eat these. These are my proteins. I'm going to be these are my vegetables.
Yep.
These are my fruits.
Yep.
Here's how much water I'm going to be drinking. I mean, I didn't have to give up my tea. I didn't have to give up my coffee. I was eating real food. There was no packaged stuff.
Right.
I chose foods in the beginning that were the simplest to deal with. Like, so, for example, I could make a salad. My fruit some days would be a tomato.
Right.
Because I can put in my lettuce or whatever, my spinach for a salad and so on. So you quickly learn the things you can do, but it's because you have a pre-made plan that you can use it from, but you can customize the plan all you want. I mean, you're not forced to just eat those items in some specific order.
No, you can pick and choose as you want to go through. You make your own map.
Yeah, and I probably had, 25 proteins and about same number.
Yeah,
of,
about
of-
26, maybe 28, maybe
Yeah.
even 30 vegetables,
Yeah.
and probably about another 20
Yeah.
fruits.
So you got
Yeah.
a lot of choices that you can do there. During the process, you got to have all kinds of recipes on the website
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So we went and found a lot of those kinds of things. We experimented with some new types of food.
And you're probably
cooking.
still eating some of
Oh
them.
yeah. We discovered some new ones. I found a way to make my own salad dressing that I really, really like.
Perfect.
And he always sees me making my tossed salad stuff because I have a machine that has to toss salad. So you learn all these things naturally within the program, and then you carry them on because, again, it takes about 30 days to build a habit, and the program's 44 days.
Yeah, 44 days long. So
Yeah.
you're going to get those habits ingrained into you,
Right.
so that you're going to go through that. And again, it's not a difficult process to go through. It's a very simple thing to do.
And here's the thing. At the end of the first day, you're going to be happy. At the end of the second day, you're going to be happy. At the end of the third day, at the end of the first week, you're going to be happy. And you know why? Because you're losing weight every day.
Every day.
You see it every day.
Yes. You get on that scale in the morning and you're seeing pounds leave.
Right. And even if you didn't lose weight in one day, they have things to help you get past, plateaus and all that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. But the motivational level that you incur with this program is really high because being a lifelong person who's always watches weight from an athletic point of view, you don't normally lose weight in a day.
No.
You don't normally lose weight in a week.
Right. Exactly.
In this program, you're losing weight like continuously.
All the way through. Every day.
And I know for my wife, if it wasn't like that, she wouldn't have stayed on the program.
Right.
So she stayed on the program because when she'd get on the scale, 90% of the time, she lost a half a pound to a pound.
Right.
And that's really, really motivating.
That
I don't
is.
care.
That moves, especially for a female. 'Cause she's this is a big thing.
You're moving the ball.
You're moving the ball. Exactly.
And for most people, moving that ball is moving it uphill. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
So this is, for most people, they don't know. How much weight is this?
That's 5 pounds.
That's a 5 pound. And it
So
looks
you
like,
lost 6 of those.
Yeah, so imagine you could hit somebody with this and it'd probably knock them out. Looks like a club and it's only 5 pounds. So
Yeah.
imagine if you lost 6 of those. Or if you're a woman, you lost 4 of them.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, there's lots of people in your program that have gone through several stages. So they did
yeah.
they redid the program.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, like I said, we've had people that have lost over 100 pounds,
Right.
and that's a life change, but that's a transformation.
Right.
And the great thing is here they are, 6 months, 8 months, a year later, and they're still 100 pounds lighter, and it's fantastic to see that kind of a change in a person.
And again, there are programs out there. I mean, most of the celebrities you see out there, most people don't realize that they get paid a lot of money to go and lose weight.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you see Jenny Craig or whoever with these people out there, and I've lost 50 pounds on whatever system.
Well, it's funny because you'll see their commercials, you'll see them go through the system, you'll see them lose weight, and then about 2 months later, you'll see them on the Inquirer, and it's not the weight loss picture that you
Right.
see. It's to see, oh, they're back.
Because you forget that videotape was made 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's what's really, some people have been on multiple different ones. So like I remember one of them was on Jenny Craig, and then they ended up being
Yes.
on Nutrisystem or whatever.
Yep.
Again, they get paid big money. So if you paid me $100,000, I probably could lose weight on your system. I don't care whose it is. I mean,
Yeah, you do what you got to do to do it.
and this system is not about that. This system is about taking care of you.
Yes.
And when you're done with it, you have a whole new lifestyle. I mean, really, it educates, it enlightens you to the point where you feel differently about the way things should be.
Exactly. I mean, where else are you going to find a situation where you're going to find out exactly what's going on in your body, have a roadmap of how to fix that, going through the process, you'll have support all the way through it, and at the end of the road, you have a metabolism and a health level that you haven't experienced in years. And that's what it's about, because that is motivation to go to the next step and say, what else can I do to make my health the best that it can be?
And I'm going to tell you right now, a year from now, I will still be at this weight because I'm not going to change anything I do. I'm doing what I'm doing, and everything is staying the same.
Exactly.
It's really like I rolled back the clock 20 years. That's really sort of a cool thing. So we got about 2 minutes left. We want to give like 5 keys, natural things that they could do to help with their weight loss.
You got to remember that first and foremost, you got to keep your goals reasonable.
Yeah.
You got to make sure they're measurable. Make sure you have milestones along the way too. There's got to be rewards along the way.
You got
when
to
you're
celebrate
making
a
it.
little bit. I would not recommend celebrating with lots of alcohol and pizza.
No, but maybe there's.
But buy yourself that nice little bauble or
Yeah, well,
a new pair of pants. or
exactly.
whatever.
You know, a lot of women, they'll have a dress that they want to get into or something like that. Go buy that when you get there. I mean, have those rewards for yourself because you've earned it,
Yeah.
without a doubt. You know, you're going to want to make sure that the system, you know, whatever system, we suggest this because we think it's the best one out there without a doubt. But whenever you're trying, make sure that it has true results from people you know that have seen it, and not just results in the first phase of the program, but like you said, 6 months, 8 months, a year later, are they still thriving? Are they still doing as well as they were on that program?
And I would tell them, you know, make sure that you understand that it's not instant.
Right.
Although the closest thing I've ever seen to instant is this program.
Yeah, this program is
Because
pretty close to it.
40 days, it's like 6 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really
I mean,
fast.
imagine it, 30 to 40 pounds
And
gone.
just so our audience understands, 2 years ago, I lost 22 pounds. It took a year to lose 22 pounds. And I gained it back because I really, what I was doing is I was trying to exercise my way into it.
Yes.
Okay? And you can't do it just on exercise alone. You can't do it just on diet alone.
Right.
You can't do it with just supplements. You have to have a comprehensive program that really sort of addresses all the things that you're doing right and
That's
wrong.
right. That's right.
You know, and your program addresses that because it looks at the whole person.
It does.
Yeah.
It looks at everything going on, and we wrap it all up, and we say, what do we need to do to make sure this person has the best result possible?